So you may have noticed that I haven't been uploading quite as many videos as usual lately, but that's partly because I've been feeling a little under the weather. Turns out that after 2 years of not going out without a face mask, my immune system is a little out of practice. Nothing serious, you understand, but it is very difficult to make a video when you have to stop every 90 seconds to cough. Also, my brain was only functioning on half power, which meant that I couldn't even think of things to make videos about. I had some of my worst ideas last week. And so here is my top 10 list of the German politicians with the worst dressed spouses. Anyway, now I have a backlog and a lot of things to organise, which is intimidating, while also having to deal with a heat wave, although that now seems to be over, as well as real life. So here I am with another pointless vlog. And speaking of real life, here's some ambience that I captured the other night. Yep, that is a free live musical performance as I waited for my kebab. And they say there's no atmosphere in the countryside. Well, it's a good thing we have that to help take our minds off, well, the world in general, which seems to be trying to drive us all slowly insane. I mean, prices are insane, so that's a start. Not that we haven't been here before. I'm old enough to remember another time when we had to cope with the heat wave, inflation, trouble with Russia, an energy crisis, beards in fashion, all while the British Queen was celebrating a jubilee. Time to dig out the flared trousers, it's the 1970s! And hey, I already have the sideburns. Meanwhile, the German government is reportedly moving forward with legislation to ease restrictions on THC, which is to say that they're drawing up plans to legalise cannabis, which I am sure is important, at least for some people, but I do wish they would act that quickly and that decisively on other more important issues like, I don't know, the housing crisis? Perhaps the government is hoping that we'll all get stoned and then not care anymore. Maybe I'm just being cynical. But you have to admit, it is very easy to be cynical about this. Here's another one. Our fearless Chancellor has finally made it to Kiev, where they're fast running out of tanks and missiles as a hostile invading force continues to destroy entire cities and massacre civilians. So, what did our fearless Chancellor actually do? Well, he reassured his counterpart that he could see no reason that Ukraine couldn't be put on the waiting list to join the EU, and if that doesn't make Putin surrender, I don't know what will. On the home front, there have been a few hiccups with the government's plans to help ease the financial burden on people hit by rising fuel prices. Temporarily reduce the tax on fuel, thus making it cheaper? What a stroke of genius! Have you noticed the flaw? So now everyone is scratching their heads wondering what to do about the fact that fuel is just as expensive as it was before, and the government has just handed oil companies a great big fat bonus. Who saw that one coming? And as for the €9 transport ticket, well, your comments on that subject can be put into 3 main groups. The trains are crowded and it's a complete disaster. The trains are crowded, which proves that all we need to do is make trains more affordable. And there are no crowds, which means that the trains are so terrible, people won't use them even if you make them nearly free. Which tells me that everyone's experience is different. Regardless of that, the government thinks it's a success, so I suppose that's alright then. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I've been Rubos and I still am Rubos. Normal service will be resumed shortly. Until then, stay cool. Or something. There are no and real life. What? With Russia, beards in I'm old enough to remember.